My Strange Addiction Tier List by Stoic. It's gonna be awful. We're gonna hear of addictions that we don't even know existed. Anyways, we'll jump into it. Do I have a strange addiction that I can't get rid of? Let me think. I don't think playing multiple gacha games is a strange addiction nowadays. I don't have a strange addiction. Would be a strange addiction. Huh. I love instant ramen too much. Yeah, I love instant ramen way too much. I could like literally bathe in it. I don't care.
My strange addiction used to be peak reality show garbage content. Actually, it still is, with TLC uploading highlights of episodes.
But why though? But why though? Why is that a necessity? Why? No. I hate reality slop. I don't like it.
Episodes aired almost 15 years ago and still getting millions of views. If you don't know what my strange addiction is, then you were definitely born after 2005. But essentially, it's a show that interviewed people across America that had strange and oftentimes dangerous addictions. I don't think that they could make a show like that today because of reasons that can be summed up pretty succinctly with this one 4chan post. Yes, the era of being terminated.
Before internet, I want to fuck toasters. Don't be a fucking retard. Grow up. After internet, I want to fuck a toaster. Google, find a community with 1,000 plus members about people wanting to fuck toasters? Fuck up your life. That's crazy. That is crazy. I have an addiction to breathing. I can't seem to be without it for a minute. Wait, you can't stop breathing for a minute? That's crazy. That's not strange. Like, I know. I don't really have any. I'm addicted to eating Vaseline. What? Because it's fun, like a TLC slot. I like TLC slop, not the episodes themselves, the videos made on them. Oh, fuck. Yeah, nah. Nah, bro. That's one strange. How it's strange. I know people that like to lick glue. Like, there's glue sticks, they just go, grab them, and like lick them.
Online has allowed for the congregation and spreading of behaviors that would have put you in an asylum a few decades ago. Nevertheless, in today's video we're going to be ranking some of the all-time moments from the show, and we will be doing a bit of science and research, TM, to rank these addictions and also debunk some of the ones that they faked for the camera. The tiers for this tier list we have are completely fine, fake, a little weird, and strange. I'm expecting to not see many in completely fine if I'm being perfectly honest though.
I've never licked glue, but I did use to lick Tipex until I started getting heart palpitations. What? What the fuck? Why though? Why Tipex? Also, I don't imagine that tasting very good. The infamous subreddit of dragons doing stuff with cars. Ah yes. Dragons gooning into the back of cars. We love to see it. Dragons fucking Optimus Prime. No.
First up, we have the shower drain boogeyman.
My name is Evan. I'm 28 years old. I live in Seattle, Washington. And I'm addicted to pulling hair out of shower drains.
First impressions, I think this guy needs to be put on a list.
What? What the fuck? How do you even have that? How do you even develop that? How are you like, oh, this is clogged with hair. Let me pull the hair out. What is he doing with that anyways? Bro, wow. How do you come to the conclusion? Yes, I need to pull out the hair from there and collect it. I could see it. When I was a kid, I had a problem with eating things I wasn't meant to. I've mostly got it curled now. Oh, where's my I don't know, 20-pound bill? Well, I guess it's get your dad like, where's the 20-pound bill? And you're like, whoops, I ate it. Sorry, I couldn't control myself. I used to eat paper, not a ton, just the corners back in the day. But that's the most strange I went, that's it. The only thing I have is fingernail biting. That's the only really bad one. But that's more so that's probably not an addiction. That's just reactions to stress. I don't know. I didn't do anything weird. There were a few people I know who were like eating pencils. Like they were just nibbling on that pencil the entire time until they eventually reach the inside. Yeah.
And if there isn't one specifically for what he does, we need to fast track the creation of one immediately. No sane man enjoys the feeling of pulling a clump of hair out of the shower. And if you do, please stay away from me.
More panicky, I start sweating. Once I find the hair, the stress is gone.
That is the face of pure concentration right there. He's really enjoying this. Now this one is an addiction that I think is real. Look at this technique and the coat hanger tool that he made. This guy is a veteran in collecting drain hair. Now Evan doesn't have much hair.
Why? But why? What is the psychology behind? Oh, give me that drain hair. What's the psychology? Pencil shavings were good. Didn't like the pencil nibbling though. Yeah, the graphite was good. Y'all are a bunch of weirdos. I got addicted to clicking a multicolored pen. Well, that works. That works. I can see that. I can see that.
So where do you think he's getting this supply of long hair from? Well, he just cold approaches women, asking them how much hair do they think is in their drain, and then asks if he can pull it out. And worst of all, a lot of the women actually agree.
The game starts when I see the homeowner and I make the prediction of how much hair she has in her drain, and then I have to find out.
I'm almost certain that a sizable number of them expected something else when he asked if he could pull hair out of their drains.
How does he do that? Does he like come up and be like, "Madam, could I remove your hair from the drain? I would assume that there's 3,040 hairs in your drain. May I remove them for you, please?" Before I think every kid did in school. Yeah, probably. Probably. Or wanted to check if she was balding or not. Oh god, I have really long, thick hairs, so he could be of use, actually. Calling the man the drain hair remover.
Only to be shocked when he beelines into their showers. I mean, he has definitely approached more women than most of you watching, so how does it feel knowing that?
Why am I catching strays? Stoic stick? Why am I catching strays? What is the reason for me catching strays?
This man has the courage to ask strangers if he can pull hair out of their drain, and you can't even say hello. But yes, Evan is strange, and he is easily going into the strange tier. Next we have the woman who is a bee massacrer. Massacrer. That's definitely a word.
My name is Margaret, and I'm 53 years old. I live in Morning View, Kentucky, and I'm addicted to stinging myself with bees.
If the bees...
Justice for Ken, I agree. First of all, Ken, this guy in the bee movie was the only sane person. Why did this woman want to be with a bee so bad? Bro, what the actual fuck? Bro, that goes into the weird, strange one too. That goes into the strange one too. That's more strange than the hair one.
In the bee movie could have sued anyone, it should have been this woman. She apparently started this as a home remedy.
This is a bee, by the way. She could have been useful in some other time period. Not the bees. Yeah, she looks like she would enjoy bee stings. Oh wait, would it kill the bees? No. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yeah, yes, it would. If a bee loses its stinger, it dies.
Remedy to help with arthritis pains, but then it evolved into just doing it for the burning sensation of the sting. The video claims that she stings herself 100 times a week and over 50,000 times.
Hold up, wait a minute. Give me those numbers. Okay, let's say that's 100. That's 50,000, right? She may have killed between 0 and 50,000 bees with that one. It's over 100 times a week. And she continues that for 10 years. Let's say 100 times a week. That's 4 weeks. That's 400 a month. That's 4,800 a year. That's In 10 years, that's 50, around more than 50, that's around 50,000 bees. If she does that 20 in with another 20 years, she has deleted close to 100,000 bees potentially. Yep. Yep. That bitch crazy.
Total, which is around the population of a single hive. With these kind of numbers,
This woman murked the single hive. She has murked almost a hive. Why couldn't she pick wasp? Yeah. It dies only if it stings mammals, usually because of the hooks. If it stings the bugs, spiders, it usually don't get hooked into them. Well, doesn't matter because humans are mammals. That's terrible.
you'd assume that she hates bees, but no. She serenades them with a flute on occasion.
I prefer to get an older bee. The younger bees, they got their lives ahead of them, and it helps me feel less guilt.
What? What the fuck? Bro, what, you know those dudes who do like music stuff to cobras? Same energy. A serial bee leader.
About killing the bees.
What
the fuck? And then she cries. Nah, bro. Ending the bees. It's be over. She's snake charming the bees. It's so over for my homies, the bees. And then she cries. Oh no. That's terrible.
What a complex individual. The producers then put up a spooky black screen, trying to make it sound super serious and dangerous. And although you technically can become allergic to something after repeated exposures, I think it would have happened by now after 50,000 stings over the course of however many years she's been doing this.
But every time Margaret stings herself,
you can't get I don't think you can get an allergy from being exposed to something for a prolonged period. If anything, wouldn't you get more resistant towards it? I see her yelling, "You bitches," they sting her. Nah, this is just crazy that she does that.
the honeybee dies. It's a fact Margaret is all too aware of.
Forget pocket sand, this lady is carrying around pocket bees. I would almost maybe understand if she was using them for drone warfare or an attack bee, but she just whips them out and injects herself like a crack addict. Being such a fiend for bees that...
This woman go down in history as the bee fiend. The woman that shall not be... She who shall not be named. I got a kiwi allergy after eating them my entire life. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because I thought you would get more... Because I know that a few people expose themselves to small dosages of whatever they have a allergy against, right? So they get more tolerant towards it. So I don't know.
That when she goes on road trips with her husband and has run out of bees, she makes him pull over so that she can go look for bees and catch them to soothe the itch. I'm going to say that even though it is strange, if it actually does help with her arthritis pains, then I can kind of understand why she does it. And for those reasons, she gets to be the first person in our a little weird tier.
She deserves catching bees and using to kill enemies, going full Zelda. Yeah, nah, that belongs in. You need a fifth category. You need a fifth category, which is criminal. That's what you need. That is criminal. It's only if you already have the allergy that works, because you need to build up a tolerance you don't have. Yeah, okay. Doesn't matter if it helps for arthritis. It goes straight into the illegal tier.
Next, we have the woman who's addicted to drinking gasoline.
My name is Shannon.
Do you identify as a car? I identify as a car engine. Terrible.
I'm 20 years old, and I'm addicted to drinking gasoline.
Now,
the heck?
I love the smell of petroleum every now and then, but she...
Does she go on all fours and her husband sits on her back and be like, vroom, vroom?
keeps fuel cans full of it in her bathroom, and even drinks it out of shot glasses, which obviously is pretty bad, but she also likes to lick the residue off her fingers while at the gas station.
When I fill up my car, I'll put all over my hand.
And I have to say, thank God she was doing this back in 2011 and not in 2024. Because, one, she would probably be bankrupt in just a few days, and
you could literally like put her in a blender and then you could drive a car with her. She's probably full of gas. Very much. Yep, gasoline. Gasoline, that's a new one.
also because of this image here. Yes, that is a man at the public gas station.
Is he shoving his thing into the gas thing? What the fuck? Just a shot of petrol to start the day.
Doing exactly what you think with a gas pump. It says here that half a litre in one sitting can kill you reliably, and Shannon drank around 19 litres in the last year, so 13.5 kilograms of fuel. Now, even though she most likely spread out the consumption to around 50 grams a day, she almost certainly would be dead after ingesting even less than she already has. Her esophagus would be completely burned from the inside as well, which would make it impossible to speak as clearly as she does. Not to mention, drinking fuel in those quantities would make you blind. One final thing I do have to add though is that this is the funniest camera angle that I've ever seen. Her face through the jerry can handle, 10 out of 10 filmmaking. This is peak cinema. But yes, I'm almost certain her story is fake or she's exaggerating.
Yeah, that's gotta be fake. That's gotta be fake. Yeah, that's gotta be fake. Nah, bro. Nah. I don't believe that. No. How would you even develop that? How would you even are you pulling you up one day to a gas station? You would look at the gas pump and be like, yep. Time to drink. Maybe she waters it down. That could be the case.
And for that, I'm putting it in the fake tier. Next, we have the lady who carries her husband's ashes everywhere she goes.
My name is Casey. I'm 26 years old. I'm from Fayetteville, Tennessee. And I'm addicted to carrying around my husband's urn.
Me and who, am I right? But seriously, what the hell?
If I'm watching TV, he's there with me. You want to watch this?
Okay, but the producers of this show are actually hilarious. You know, they pulled her to the side and were like, we need a shot of you asking your husband in an urn if he wants to watch what's on the TV. Not only that, but they definitely had to retake the shot.
That's weird as hell. Could it be understandable? Like, if she can't let go and still grieving? Yes, but weird as hell. It's got a jar of dirt. Oh no, not Jack Sparrow. Not Jack Sparrow. Be like, yeah, no, not that clip.
Couple of times.
With the transfer of his cremains, you know, some got into the cardboard box as well, and they spilled out on my hands. And I didn't want to wipe them off, because that's my husband. I don't want to wipe him away. So I just licked it off my...
Yeah, nah, bro, it's over. She eats it though, right? Or is it another one? That is the woman. Well, that's a different meaning for eating your husband. That gives I'll be the dessert a completely different meaning. I'm dessert. That's the different meaning. That's a different meaning for I'm the dessert, bro. That's crazy.
Fingers.
Okay, whatever I said about me and who before, I take that back. Apparently, she's been eating her husband's ashes for nearly 2 months now, and she's eaten around 16% of his remains. So, on the bright side, if she continues at this rate, she'll be free of her addiction in just 1 year. It then flashes another black spooky.
She will probably eat her dad. She'll probably eat her dad, her mother. She has kids, and those kids die early. She'll eat the kids. She'll just eat everyone. She will just consume everyone. Just everyone. Oh, not that anime. Shadow Eclipse. This lady is rather popular among all the addicted people. That's crazy. He gets to be inside her again. Oh, nah. Nah. I'm gonna put you inside me one last time.
Card that, ate scary chemicals that cause psychosis. But In reality, most of them are burned off or reduced to their inorganic compounds when you cremate someone. So eating the ash wouldn't cause psychosis or anything. The producers just added it for dramatic effect. Again, these guys are pretty funny. I mean, towards the end of the video, she starts talking about psychosis and potentially going crazy, and I wonder how much of that was from the producers gaslighting her into thinking that she's going psychotic because she eats her cremated husband's remains. Anyways, this one's going into the strange tier. I was tempted to put it into the a little weird tier, but the whole eating your husband's ashes kind of makes that a hard sell.
Would Frog do that? I have to ask her. I need to know. Put me in a burrito and eat me. If you're eating ashes, you're already psychotic. Probably.
Well, our next contender is actually a microplastic maxer.
My name is Allison. I'm 19 years old.
Microplastic maxer. Oh no. Wait, is she gonna shit Lego blocks? Is that what's gonna happen? Bro, her child will just be a 2x2 Lego block. Like a 1x1 Lego piece.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm addicted to eating rubber tires.
She eats rubber tires, and in case you haven't watched the microplastic maxing video, eating tires is the fastest way to introduce microplastics into your body. 450 grams of tires can be turned into around 10 million microplastics, if digested properly. And in the video, she claims that she eats around 6.3 kilograms per month, and has been doing this for around 6 years, and at 19 years old I find that kind of hard to believe. That would mean she could have around 10 billion pieces of microplastics in her body at the time of recording.
My fiance works at a tire plant, and pretty much every time he...
She gives women with Botox a run for their money. That's not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. She's more plastic than I don't know. What is it? One of those women I've seen in those Stephanie Lang videos. Maybe she'll become a serial killer when the ashes are gone, so she can get more. Maybe that's why she built like a tire.
comes home, he has some, or it's in his pants.
Hilariously enough, her fiance works at a tire shop, and one would think that the fiance would question if she had ulterior motives with being with him, but if he's happy, it's fine, I guess. It's also pretty hilarious that they have to give the fiance subtitles because he's so unintelligible.
I'm scared she's gonna keep on doing this, it's gonna kill her. Because there's a lot of chemicals we put in that rubber, poison pretty much.
Here comes another spooky black screen again, but this time it's actually true, and a lot of the chemicals that Allison is eating are actually carcinogenic. So this black screen gets a pass. For this addiction, I'm gonna have to say that it's obviously fake, just based on the 6 kilogram a month number. It would mean that she would have eaten her body weight in tires almost every single year for the past 6 years. Not to mention the number of phthalates she would have been ingesting would have caused serious endocrine disruption. Another one that's going into the fake tier. Next up is one that makes me...
Chat Barbie girl. Life is plastic. Oh goodness. I thought it was people getting tons of surgery. Well, you can ingest you can get the plastic into your body in different way.
Physically cringe. This is Keisha, who is addicted to smelling used diapers, particularly urine-soaked ones.
My name is Keisha, and I'm expecting my first child, and I love sniffing and chewing dirty diapers.
That's not what Stoic said. That's not the you said diapers, but she likes chewing them. Chewing. Well, we got another diaperologist.
She apparently has numerous old ones just stashed around the house like hidden weapons that she just pulls out whenever the urge arises. You know, one thing I've noticed about shows that feature weird people like this is that all of these people are either married or engaged, and I'm just wondering, did they know about these weird...
How? How does this even happen? Like, people leave for less. People leave if you, I don't know, do like something wrong one time. Like something minimal. Like don't say I love you after walking out of the house just once. These people just stay. They're married. All these people are married. All these people are like, ah, yes, baby. Eat that diaper. Eat that tire. Grab the hair out of this drain. Whatever it is. How do they do that? You know what that also means? Some of y'all cry out there not getting girls. Yet these weirdos have partners. Isn't that interesting?
Habits beforehand, or did the fiancé just wake up one morning to the smell of piss? So Keisha doesn't actually have any kids and gets her supply from her friend who has 2 small kids. She also apparently is pretty aggressive and oftentimes wakes up her friend's sleeping child just to take off their soiled diapers that they're wearing. I don't know what kind of person would let someone else wake up their child just so their friend can feel their urine-soaked diaper addiction. But who knows?
We're gonna take this one off. Yeah, this is ready to go.
Yeah, this should be a crime or something. Now this is a weird addiction, but it probably could get a lot more serious. She says in the video that she's pregnant, and I can only think that she would want to maximize.
She's gonna feed her baby so much. She's gonna feed her baby so freaking much that it's just gonna pee a lot. This gives me hope that my Vaseline eating won't hold me back. Probably not. Probably not. Also, you're a woman. You have a pass. See how it's not a single dude that has these weird addictions is married in here, and it was just one dude. I see a pattern here. Women get a pass for weird addictions, it seems. Sure, we had victims in the past when people tried which shrooms are poisonous, so now try to eat human ashes and diapers. Yep. Diapers. The diaperologist, you know? God, oh my god, if you leave the babies alone. She doesn't want the babies, just the diapers. But how does that even form? Like, how some of these, like, how do they even form?
As her used diaper supply and delay training her child to use the bathroom correctly, if you catch my drift. This one's only a few points removed from entering criminal territory, and I'm convinced that she isn't faking it. So it's going into the top of the strange tier. I'd probably put it higher if I could, but we don't have a borderline criminal tier. Our last strange...
Should have added the one, because I'm pretty sure the B one is definitely not legal. Like, at least here in Germany, if you did that, you would immediately go jail. Bye-bye.
Addiction has to be one of the Hall of Famers, and we're going to be talking about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Kyle the Sagbag Slayer, the octogenarian enjoyer, the antique appreciator.
My name's Kyle, I'm 31, I live in Pittsburgh, and I'm addicted to dating older women.
Yes, Kyle, the man addicted to dating grandmas. Now this man...
Well, you know what they say. Oh no, you learn sailing on old ships. That's not what they say. Bro likes it old and crusty and rusty and dusty and whoa. How old are we talking? Like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100?
Man has probably had 100 different videos.
How many women? How many heart attacks did he cause? Like, imagine Granny getting back shots and then dying.
Made about him. A real case study this Kyle is. He does the work that no one else wants to do, and before you ask, yes, old people still do get down like that. From what I've heard, what old people get up to in old people's homes would shock most of you. Yes, your sweet old grandma is going to pound town in your local residential.
Bro goes into the nursery home and be like, whose granny is gonna get it today?
Home. Also, there's a problem with older men with Alzheimer's getting a bit too familiar with the other residents, but that's a whole other thing.
Sex with older women. The truth is, they like it. A 68-year-old woman enjoys passionate, vigorous sex just as much as a 23-year-old college cheerleader.
What Kyle is doing is honestly the work of a saint. He's basically a palliative care boyfriend. And because most of these women have like 5 years tops, I bet that they don't waste what little time they have arguing over dumb shit.
91? Yeah, that one died of a heart attack in bed, for sure. Bro, the original hack maxer, the hack maxing king. I kneel. Everyone needs to kneel before this man.
I wish I could say was the same for women my age, but that's not true. You guys are laughing now, but when the elites take over and you become a government-mandated boyfriend to a 90-year-old lonely aristocrat, you might think back to this video and back to Kyle, who is at least enjoying what he's doing.
I love dentures. Women, you know, they can be self-conscious about dentures. Ladies, I promise you, telling your man that you have dentures will not turn him off. It'll put a smile on his face, it'll put a smile on his pants.
I mean, he is really enjoying what he's doing. He has a whole roster of old ladies that he just runs through. I mean, he's probably in a few different high-value wills, so today he's probably doing pretty well off from his old lady escapades. I mean, you could do it too, probably. I doubt that there's a shortage of old rich ladies looking for companionship. Maybe it's time for you to take the grandma pill, Anon.
Chat. The blue pill, the red pill, the black pill, or the hack pill, the granny pill, the gilf pill. Nah, bro. Why do you wanna smash E.T.?
In all seriousness though, controversial as this may sound, I'm gonna put him into the completely fine tier. Because technically speaking, it's not really an addiction, he just likes older women and they seem to like him back. One thing I do have to add though, is that this guy's story was the last episode of the My Strange Addiction series, which is just a testament to the power of this weathered leather enjoyer. I have like another 15 that I could talk about, but this video...
Yeah, there's a part 2 and we can react to part 2 eventually too. I can respect the hustle. Is there a grandpa pill?
Is already getting pretty long, and I'll probably make a part 2 of this video later because it was pretty fun making it. Anyway, thanks to World of Tanks for sponsoring the video. Make sure to check out the game in the description box below, but other than that, thanks for watching. Hope to...
That was terrible. That was awful. The two with the tire and the gasoline were probably partially or fully fake. I feel like the hair one was the more normal one, actually, in fact. The granny one was interesting. Yeah, and the diaperologist is just straight up weird. And the B one is also criminal. Yeah. Definitely. I think the grandpa pill is more common. Probably. The grandpas are more common. But yeah, that was awful. That was horrid. We need more. I need more.